Good morning, Gretchen. It is Thursday, and today we are going to be astronauts in training. So remember, while you're listening, think of things that maybe you found interesting or something you didn't know before that you want to write about. And that's what we can choose and write when we meet. So here we go. An astronaut is a person who goes into outer space in a spacecraft. What do you know about astronauts? And we kind of know a little bit because we've already talked about some of the things that they do in space this week. People who are learning to be astronauts study and practice for years to train their bodies and minds. Astronauts in training learn how to use different tools to do science experiments in space. They will also use these tools to make repairs on the spacecraft during their mission. After learning to use different tools, they practice working with these tools underwater. Moving underwater is similar to moving in the microgravity of outer space. This helps astronauts in training learn how to work in a space environment without leaving Earth. Imagine you are floating in outer space. Pretend you were drawing or writing. What would it be like? What might it be like to try to hold your paper down? Astronauts in training also have to prepare their minds. They learn about engineering, science, and math so they'll understand how everything works in space. Strong bodies and minds aren't the only things astronauts need to be ready to go into space. One of the most important skills astronauts in training learn is how to work together as a team. What does it mean to be on a team? An important part of teamwork is communicating with other team members to solve problems. In space, astronauts are an interdependent group. They need to work together to be successful. To help astronauts in training practice problem solving together, their teachers design challenges for them. In these challenges, the astronauts are put in difficult environments. They have to find food and water and work together to build shelter. In one challenge, astronauts in training have to jump from a helicopter into water, inflate a raft, get themselves to land, and find food and water. The only way to do that is to work together as a team. Some groups of astronauts in training travel to caves deep in the earth to practice teamwork. What challenges would astronauts face living in a cave? Think about what we learned about the people who go splunking. What do they need to have with them? In some ways, a cave environment is similar to a spacecraft. In a cave, people are in small spaces and can only bring a few supplies with them. They need to think creatively to work with the limited supplies they have. Astronauts often work in teams with people from different countries who speak different languages. They develop ways to communicate with each other as they work. Imagine you're an astronaut who speaks English and you're working with another astronaut who speaks Russian. An astronaut has fallen down and may need help. How could you communicate and work together? How can you tell the other astronaut that somebody is hurt and needs help? Future astronauts also practice living and working in microgravity. In microgravity, everything floats. To prepare themselves, Astronauts in training ride in a special airplane that makes the people inside it lift off the floor as if they are in space. That's kind of cool. Near the end of training, future astronauts take tests to make sure they are ready for space. One of the first tests is to swim while wearing a flight suit, helmet, and shoes. It's difficult to swim while wearing bulky, heavy equipment. When astronauts in training pass this swim test, they are healthy and strong enough to be astronauts. Once training is complete, they graduate and become astronauts. They'll get even more training if they're chosen for a space mission, since every mission is a little different. The ones who do not go into space on a space mission still have important jobs to do. Many work at mission control on Earth to help the astronauts in space, communicating plans and updates. Without the thousands of people working at mission control, the whole space mission would fail. So here you go. Here is your question you can choose to answer if you so do. What astronaut training activities would you enjoy the most? Would you want to be an astronaut? So here we have astronaut, spacecraft, underwater. I thought that was kind of a cool training. That one and the plane where they get to ride in the plane. Microgravity, cave, mission control, astronaut training, swim test, and teamwork. So you can choose something from the glossary, you can choose something that you found interesting, or you can choose to answer this question. Which training exercise do you think you'd enjoy the most? So I will see you back soon.